Our first artist for the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood is Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Now, Rossetti was one of the founding members, one of those first seven of the art students who wrote that manifesto. He was trained as a painter, he also was a poet, and he definitely was a ladies' man. Mm-mm-mm. You can tell by his name, Dante and Rossetti. His lineage is Italian. His dad was Italian. His mom was English, and so Dante, coming from um, the Italian Gothic poet Dante, the guy that wrote Dante's Inferno, and then his last name Rossetti. It's very Italian. He was born in England, and technically his name was Gabriel Charles Dante Rossetti, but he changed it around to Dante Gabriel Rossetti because he wanted to be more along the lines of his cool, Italian dad side of the family. And he was famous for his portraits of medieval literature and poetry, like Dante. And he was famous for, in those paintings, of depictions of beautiful women with these, big, luscious, curly hair and these luscious, full lips. Whoa, like what? Enough enough of the women to be like so full of like big curly locks of hair and these big pouty lips that art historians write articles about this like fetishization of hair that he must have had. Here we go. This is our work of art for Rossetti. This is called La Pia de Tolomei. What is La Pia de Tolomei? The pious one. That's how it translates. And this is from, you guessed it, a poem by that Italian medieval poet Dante. This is from his Dante's Divine Comedy, and this was a scene in the stage when they are traveling down through hell and they're stuck in purgatory. And he highlights this woman. She was wrongly accused of infidelity, and her husband, because he thought that she was cheating on him, he locked her up in a castle tower and he left her there to die. Yeah, I know. So this is a painting of her. Now remember the pious one. She was not guilty of adultery. And here we see her sitting, waiting to die. Ugh, this is terrible, right? Ugh. She's sitting here, and this is, like I said, characteristic of Rossetti. He had these really extreme bow-lipped, full-lipped, and these like curly, thick tresses that would fall down their shoulders and down their back. So you see a typical Rossetti woman, and in this piece, she's holding on tightly to, here's our detail here, she's holding on tightly to her rosary, pious one. Where's her rosary? There it is. Okay, she's not holding on tightly, but it's right there. Here's her rosary, and it's in a prayer book. So she's praying and she's speaking to God for some sort of forgiveness from her husband. There's a sundial here to represent the passing of time. Also, there's a flock of ravens up here to represent the passing of time. Ugh. She's just sitting and waiting for either forgiveness from her husband, that God will tell him that she did not cheat on him, or she's just waiting to die. Look at she's worrying on her wedding band there, thinking about him. Oh, my crazy husband thought I was cheating on him, so he locked me in the tower to die. Notice what she's not doing? She's not trying to get out. She's not trying to escape. What? Why? Why isn't she just climbing down? Well, that's not pious. That's not the correct female persuasion, female behavior. Behind her, we see these big leaves. Those are fig leaves. Fig leaves come from a fig tree. It is often said that the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden, the forbidden fruit that they ate, it was not an apple, it was a fig. So is this supposed to be a connection to Eve, who tricked Adam into eating from the forbidden fruit, just as this female has tricked her husband into thinking that she has been an adulteress. I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. But that is the painting here. To add irony to this entire painting, Rossetti. I told you he was a ladies' man, right? The model for this painting, her name we know to be Jan Burden, and she was the wife of one of his friends, William Morris. And Rossetti was having an affair with her at this time. So the pious one, the innocent in her infidelity, is being modeled here by a woman who's sleeping with the artist. If you want to know more about these pre-Raphaelites, email me. There's plenty of literature, there's plenty of scholarship about them. There have been a few really great exhibitions and articles I can think of off the top of my head. Email me. I have some information. I'll just tell you that this group, it was like incestuous. Ugh. Okay. I could talk more about this, but you get the gist. Iconography, but how is it different from the past? Well, it's referring to a poem by an Italian medievalist, and not something from the Bible, not something from ancient Greek and ancient Roman literature. And even this frame. You see this frame here? He designed the frame. The pre-Raphaelites would design their frames to be, rather than these really ornate kind of ropes and leaves that look like, Baroque framework. Instead, they would do these very streamlined moldings with these roundels and be heavy bands of gold, which we might think like, yeah, whatever, it looks very basic and traditional, but it wasn't at the time. Oftentimes, they would decorate their frames with writing. So here on the outside, we're seeing the writing of the portion of the poem by Dante. Okay, all right.